All right, so Coach, what's it been like having Seth Jost move into the center position, kind of halfway through, right before we start, after you had Dennis Edward taking all the snaps? How's that been transitioning him into that position?
Well, I mean, I think anytime you have to adjust coming off of spring ball to fall camp, I think that presents some challenges. But I think Seth's done a really good job this summer on his own. Working to get more confident with his calls and directing the front. In our system, the center is the conductor, so he gets everybody dialed in the run and the pass. And so, we put a lot on that guy's plate mentally and obviously physically, right? It's a physical position, physical game. But I'm really pleased with where he's going, the improvements that he's made over the summer. And so I'm encouraged and excited for his future this fall.
And so now, one media outlet, not us, ranked WKU as a "We'll see" in the conference compared to Old Dominion, Louisiana Tech, and Marshall, saying they were in great shape. So how do you overcome the naysayers and get the players to buy in and get the coaches to buy in that we're just as good as those guys?
Well, I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this. I don't think personally you should concern yourself with what other people are saying about you in any aspect of your life, right? It's especially in football. To me, this game is between you and you, right? You got to go out there and compete every single day, and you got to put a better product on the field than you did the day before that. And I think if we continue to do that, that's what's in our control, right? There's two things you can control: your attitude and your effort. You can't control what other people say about you. So to me, if that's your focus, I would say you're distracted and you're not focused on the right stuff. So.
All right, so now playing teams like Wisconsin, Louisville immediately will provide a good test for you guys. So what are you going to be looking for as a coach to determine what the heart of the team is coming out of those games?
That's a great question. I think the biggest thing for us up front is, it will be a great test of physicality. Especially that Wisconsin game. Obviously I've had experience working there. I've played there with other teams as well, and they're a physical group. And I think it'll be a good litmus test for us to kind of see where we're at.
What has been the best piece of coaching advice you've ever received?
The best piece of coaching advice I've ever received would be yourself. It's a relationship-based business, and anytime you're not forthright or you're not transparent, I think whoever you're in that relationship with is going to see through that, right? And so, to me, that's always been my motto. And I've been very fortunate as a young coach to grow up around what I feel are some of the best coaches in the country, and that's always something that stuck with me.
And last question from me. So I know you're new to campus, but our mascot Big Red is a dancer, a bit of a dancer. So what is your go-to dance move or your best dance move?
I like to, I'm trying to think, the movie Hitch. Have you seen the movie Hitch?
Yeah.
That's me. I like to keep it right here, right? Keep it close to the vest. Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
All right, so you have a young offensive line, no seniors, and heading into game one, especially with your ties with Wisconsin, what are you telling your guys, and how are you preparing them for a top 10 team?
Well, I don't think that it's about. It's not about what they do. It's not about who they are. It's about what we do and how we do it. To me, whether it's Wisconsin, whether it's Maine, whether it's Louisville, I don't believe that focusing on that is the right approach, in my opinion. I think at the end of the day, you want to put your best foot forward, whoever you're playing, right? And you want to play well. That's what we're all working for, is good performance, right? And I will say, I do think the one thing that we do have to prepare our kids for is crowd noise. And that's my job. That's our job as coaches to, provide loud music or some other form of noise to get them to be able to operate in that setting, because that's not I've been there, and it's not the friendliest of environments for sure.
All right, so last year there were the 48 allowed sacks. So when you were hired day one, how do you address that statistic?
Well, I don't really know that there's anything that I do directly. You know, it's number one. It's hard for me um, to hold people accountable for something that occurred when I wasn't here. Number one, I don't know all the ins and the outs, and I know there was a lot of struggles. Behind the scenes, right, with the situation last year with the coaching staff, but with the health of the coaching staff. But the sacks are a team stat. Number one, right? It's usually not always just the offensive line. Obviously, it's a place that we need to improve. I mean, I think that's clear. And so, just working with the guys on their techniques to try to get better. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else really that you can do.
And after 6 months with the program and the line, where or who have you seen the most improvement out of? And out of those people and their improvement, what do you want to see honed before the season starts?
Great question. I think I'd probably go with Seth Jost right now as far as his improvement. It's kind of a two-sided deal. There's physical improvement, there's technique improvement, but then there's also mental improvement. And because we put so much on the center, I think he's improved a lot from spring to fall, and I'm encouraged with that. And what was the second part of your question? I'm
What
sorry.
would you like to see honed before the start of the season?
I think just our overall FBI, football intelligence, is the thing for me. We don't have a lot of experience, right? That's not a secret, right? Nope. That's pretty clear to everybody that we don't have 4-year starters, coming, or 3-year starters coming back. We don't have those type of players, and that's okay. There's a lot of power in youth. There's a lot of excitement, I think, and you can utilize that to your advantage. I think the biggest strain is just the mental side of the game, right? Knowing, what adjustments we need to make within our schemes based on what the defense does. And so for me, that's our big challenge. That's my big challenge as the offensive line coach, is to, get them in a position where they're comfortable making those adjustments, and they can make those adjustments in a timely manner.
All right, so the last set of questions, I'm going to give you superlative or scenario, and you match it with either the player, the coach, or the position group. All right, so the funniest player or coach?
The funniest player, well, I'll talk about the O-line because I'm with them the most. I would say this by nature, offensive linemen sometimes can be funny. Most of the time we're a little bit dry humored, a little bit. But I would say RJ Scaife is probably the funniest guy in our room, from my opinion. So.
All right, so the best hype man?
Best hype man, Cole Spencer.
And the player or group that should be on everyone's radar?
Player or group? I would probably say Cole Spencer and Miles Pate should be on people's radar. I think we're looking for big things from them this year, and I'm excited to watch them take the next step in their career.
All right.
Good.